So this is how I passed my CELPIP exam.
In this video, I'm going to teach you the most efficient, perfect, simple, and at the same time, advanced way to do your body paragraphs using this question as a sample. This is a task 2 question. Let's read it. Your company has made record sales this year and wants to reward its employees. It has presented you with 2 options. A, give employees a flat cash bonus. B, sponsor an all-inclusive vacation. So we got to write on this. Let's say I start with my intro, and we're not discussing intro today, we're discussing body 1 and 2. So in the intro, I'm going to give my opinion, and my opinion here is I choose option A, give employees cash. So what I'm going to show you here is how you can write body 1 and body 2 and how you have to think. So it's a practical demonstration, and then your conclusion will not be discussed today. Conclusion and your intro simply have your opinion, and they're much simpler than body paragraphs. This is where people make mistakes, okay? So here, first of all, I'm gonna talk about how we have to think. You should literally write down the outline of each body before you start writing it. This is where people lose focus when they're writing without an outline. Towards the second half of their writing, we always notice they go off topic because they have not written an outline. So an outline is pretty simple. Look, I choose cash, right? Why would I give employees cash? Because everyone's own needs. This is one point. Everybody could use cash separately. And also it's an instant benefit. The vacation would be maybe next month, next week. Cash is instant, next paycheck. B2, this is where we talk about the other side. Remember that. So the side we have not chosen, sponsor an all-inclusive vacation. We'll talk about that, but we'll talk about the negatives, how that is a bad idea. So we can talk about how it can harm the company because it will, a lot of people, when they get this voucher for vacations, they all might leave at the same time, right? So that's one. The other thing is when they do leave at the same time and cause staffing shortages, there could also be a problem of people talking about vacation way too much and being distracted. So it's going to create another social atmosphere in the office, which might be too much for the office to handle. So these could be 2 disadvantages of going with this option. I got my 2 points. 2 points body 1, 2 points body 2. How long did it take? Maybe 30 seconds. And these 30 seconds just drafting an outline can save you up to 2 points because sometimes task response drifts that far away. So we're doing practical demonstration here, guys. Let's get started and see how we actually have to write it. What is our thinking process? And please do not, I am going to demand you, do not get bored and click away because this lesson is important. I might go slow sometimes, I might think a little, but I'm showing you how I think and write, and this is what you can copy. So this is important. Let's get started. The first point that I have is everybody has their own needs, so they can use cash accordingly. So I'm going to start with firstly. No, I will not do that. I want to start with to begin with, which is also better. So I'm thinking, what is more advanced? To begin with is better than firstly, but something even better than that is mainly. Mainly is an adverb. It is a li, it is unique, it is advanced. So I'm going to start with that. And here I'm supposed to talk about my topic right away from the first sentence, but I cannot say too much. I have to build it with the right structure. So the first part, in the first sentence, I just have to start by talking about this, mention it briefly, don't explain too much at this point, make this a simple sentence. Mainly, the cash incentive serves as a tool which provides each person, or let's say each employee, their own benefit. Now, let's revise it. Mainly, the cash incentive serves as a tool which provides each employee their own benefit. Okay, one sentence, full stop. And again, this is what I do. I always read my sentence after typing it to make sure there's no mistake. I will also do another read when I finish the paragraph. So I haven't said how, okay? And I will say that now because the next sentence is where you elaborate. I'm going to go with, let's say, In other words, okay, I could say for example, for instance, but I will reserve that for point number 2. Maybe I could use it later. In other words is also a fancy connector because it's advanced and unique. In other words, some employees may spend it on childcare while some spend it on luxuries, demonstrating the range of various needs they could use this on. Full stop. Did you notice I used a semicolon because I wanted to on purpose make the sentence longer so it's complex. It added another point so it's a super complex sentence with a semicolon. Semicolons are also advanced punctuation marks, giving me more marks for my range of punctuations. And this sentence is where I have elaborated my point. Let's see if I have done a good job here. In other words, some employees may spend it on childcare, while some spend it on luxuries. While is also itself something that connects the two ideas, making it complex already, but by adding a semicolon and then concluding it, I have made it a super complex sentence. And at the same time, because I have already concluded it here, I don't need to add something else, saving my words within just 2 sentences. So then I said, demonstrating the range of various needs they could use this on. So there are many needs. That's why they should be given this. Okay, next point is going to be on top of that, and I will not say or write more here because you get the idea. You do one sentence, the next sentence is supposed to elaborate it, and you see it's a mixture of a simple and a complex sentence done on purpose to get our marks for the range. So on top of that would be my next point, which is going to be its instant benefit, the cash thing. Now, what I want to do here is show you body 2 instead of doing the next point, because once you do the next point in body 1, the 2 points are done. Now you go to body 2, you have to transition. And this is what I want to make people understand. You're going to the negative side now. This was all positive. You know, let's do cash. These are the benefits of my opinion. Now body 2 is let's not do the other side. And here is why it's a bad thing. Okay, so we could say something like on the other hand. But that's very common, so I don't like it. Let's change it. In contrast, okay, advanced, academic, and it is also saving me some words here instead of on the other hand. In contrast, now mention the topic because we're transitioning to that. An all-inclusive vacation. Now, usually I want to paraphrase the words, but you can't really paraphrase all-inclusive vacation, so I'm going to copy that from the question. An all-inclusive vacation would appeal to many. And now I don't need to think right now what my point is going to be. That's the beauty of making the outline. You already know your points. My point here is supposed to be, it's going to harm the logistics because everybody might take vacations at the same time when they're given the vouchers at the same time. So in contrast, an all-inclusive vacation would appeal to many. However, but however is basic. So let's say nevertheless. So I'm just trying to show you my thinking, how you're supposed to think whenever you write. You look at the grammar mistakes, you look at the sentences, does it make sense? You look at the words, how can they be better? So it would appeal to many, nevertheless it could lead to, now I was gonna write it could cause, but then I said, no, wait, what's better? It could lead to a logistics nightmare. Okay. Haven't elaborated this. That's why I'm going to use my next sentence. For example, for instance, and now I will, in the second sentence, once again, elaborate. Okay, so vacation vouchers distributed instantly would lead to many employees. Can we paraphrase employees? Because I've been using that a lot here, like twice already. So many would lead to many workers. I mean, it's not very advanced. It is different, but what you can't really say anything advanced. Workers, employees, people. I can't say colleagues. So yeah, that's about it. All right. Vacation vouchers distributed instantly would lead to many workers asking, or let's say demanding, And instant, well, I already said instant. So again, those are things I want to look at too. I can't say instant vacation. I want to paraphrase it or say something else. Demanding, an abrupt vacation wouldn't make sense. An instant, a quick vacation. You know what? I'll change this. Simultaneously. So this, again, I want to keep the li here because it is an adverb, so it's advanced. And just to make this different than instant, I couldn't change this, so I'm going to change this one. At least I have different words now. Okay, demanding an instant vacation. Okay, vacation measure distributed simultaneously will lead to many workers demanding instant vacation, which may cause temporary staffing shortages. Now, you know what I don't like is temporary, actually, because I said it's going to be a nightmare, and nightmare does not sound like temporary because its nightmare should be big. So I could say drastic. That fits better with my tone. Now here there's a little mistake, but it's not necessary to always put a comma before the which or that clauses, relative clauses, but sure, we'll just do that here. Now let's see if that makes sense. The whole paragraph. In contrast, an all-inclusive vacation would appeal to many. Nevertheless, notice how I use nevertheless with a semicolon, connector, and a comma. So that is, again, me placing a connector in the middle of a sentence using an advanced punctuation mark like a semicolon. Okay, it could lead to a logistics nightmare. For example, opens up the flow. So again, showing the examiner, I am just giving you the point here, then I am elaborating the point here. Vacation vouchers distributed simultaneously. Good words, advanced words. There's a mixture of adverbs, adjectives, relative clauses, so a good range of vocab would lead to, again, good wordings here, shows the flow. This is the process. This is what will happen. Many workers demanding an instant vacation, which may cause drastic staffing shortages. And even small details like drastic should match my tone, nightmare, and that's how I'm thinking. And after this, I'm going to go with my next point, which is going to be distractions. And that's the video. This is the idea you need to understand. You need advanced words and phrases. You need good outlines, good structures, build the flow, and keep thinking while you are writing. Body paragraphs will have the most amount of words, and this is where the most amount of marks can be scored or lost. So be careful. Now, if you want more demonstrations, samples like this, I have a whole course filled with these answers and samples and a lot of details plus the templates. Check it out in the description, and I'll see you next time. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And before you go, have a look at this testimonial from our recent student.
So this is how I passed my CELPIP exam. When I decided to take the CELPIP exam, I was scrambling all over the internet looking for helpful resources that would help me prep. And that's when I stumbled on this HZad education course. This course literally made my life easy. I listened to this whole course and it told me the strategies like the test format. This course, it changes the game for you if you're looking to pass your CELPIP and have scores above 10. And it's on sale right now if you use this discount code that is shown on the screen and get 25% off. Isn't that amazing? Use this course and let me know how your CELPIP goes.